The Lionsgate portal, the energies that are coming in, what to expect, where we're going, how to navigate. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hi, and welcome back to Oaklaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. To those that are returning subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome. This video, we are going to be looking at the Lionsgate, and there is a huge amount of transition, a huge amount of transformation, a huge amount of change. There's a lot going on. As promised, I have spent some time journeying, meditating, channeling. There's been a lot of information that has come through since the 777 portal. Some of it good, some of it can be a little bit triggering. I am going to timestamp throughout this video because some things will be applicable to existing practitioners and other things will be applicable to the general public. So, okay, so the first things that were coming in, I'm going to look at my notes here, because the first things that were coming in for me was the immense amount of change that we will be going through from August right the way through to July 2024. And we're always in constant change. So, hey, why are we worried about that? There's going to be a lot of disclosures, and we've seen some of them. It's already started, but we're going to see a lot more. And the one thing that came through when I was channeling in a very big way was the need to step away, the need to take a breath, go into the heart space and not become reactive. What I was actually shown was that a lot of the things that have been happening over the last 10 years, and myself have been called, a conspiracy theorist, and what's actually happening is all those things that we were discussing over the past 10 years and more so, and later, is that they are now actually, there's going to be disclosures. Now, some of that is going to be disclosures because it is beneficial for humanity to have that greater understanding. But the most concerning thing that I was shown is some of those disclosures are actually going to be disclosed by the people that created those issues, created those problems, that were poo-pooing us when we were saying, hang on a minute, this is not right, there's some manipulation here. And we were all labeled conspiracy theories and crackpots and woo-woo. And what's coming to light is this desire to create division between humanity. And what better way to do that than to take an action, deny it's happening, and then several years later, through media, disclose it. But disclose it, and what I was shown, it will be disclosed in an emotive way. So it will be broadcasted in a way with sublingual messaging and NLP. And for those that don't know NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, it's going to be worded in such a way that it is going to ignite fury within people. And this is why I say you need to take a breath, you need to step away, because this is intentional. What I was shown through the channel that I was actually given was that it's intentional to create civil unrest. And within that civil unrest, more emergency laws can actually be put into place. Now, for those that have been on the spiritual journey for some time, you will understand that there has been this spiritual warfare going on. And so this makes complete sense to us. But even though it makes sense to us, we need to be very mindful not to step into the energies that they're trying to create. Pull back, take a breath, go into that heart space. Don't allow the ego to jump in with both feet and go, well, I told you this and I knew this was going to happen and we need to sort this. It's being sorted. The one thing that I really want to make very, very clear is that the Galactic Council has it in hand. Our responsibility is to pull away. Do not react. That is what these disclosures will be intended for. And without that reaction, they cannot implement what they're wanting to implement. So I hope that makes sense. Those that are already on the spiritual journey, I'm sure it will do. Those that aren't, they're kind of, it's okay. It's not a problem. It's not a message for you. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You just leave it. The other things that came in a very big way was the diamond light codes are coming back. Now, again, those of us that have been on the spiritual journey for some time, diamond light codes, I think, I mean, they've been around a lot longer because I've been on my journey for coming up 10 years now. So and there's people that have been on it for 20 and 30 and 40 years. So diamond light codes came onto my spectrum, I think about 2016, 2017. And I had those activations. I was able, but what's interesting and what's coming up is that those will be coming through with the Lion's Gate. As the Lion's Gate opens, and the Lion's Gate opens on the 26th, for those of you that don't know, 26th of July. It's fully open by the 8th of August. And then after that, it starts to close back now and again. But those energies come through, and those energies kind of create a theme for the year to come. As I said, those diamond light codes are coming in, and it's interesting that they're coming in again now as we've got the astrological square that is going on with Pluto between the nodes, the south node and the north node. And it's really interesting because when the diamond light codes come in, it literally is like a diamond. You have the pyramid above you and you have the pyramid below you. And you as the physical body are in the center. And then, of course, you've got your north nodes are crossing and you've got the cross. So it's absolutely perfect timing. It's divine timing. I don't know why I always get blown away. I don't want that being blown away taken from me, though, because that keeps a certain amount of childlike innocence within me, and it also keeps me humble because I'm just like, I always get completely awestruck, and so there is still a part of me that wants to retain that. So yes, we have these diamonds, but these diamond light codes are going to be available to everybody, and that is an alignment with what I was also shown, is that a lot of people that are not on their awakening journey yet will start to feel stricture in their throat, will feel heaviness on their third eye, and will feel heaviness within their crown. So there will be muzziness, there will be headaches, there will be sore throats, there will be loss of voices sometimes, there will be, in certain cases, tinnitus. Now, all of these are symptoms of those activations, but also please bear in mind they could also be genuine health issues, which it's your responsibility to get checked out. For those of you that are spiritually awakening and you know how to feel into your bodies and you know how to feel into your energies and you know how to take care of yourself energetically and know the difference between you having a physical element and it being an energetic recalibration, then obviously do so. For those of you who don't, get it checked out. If the doctor can't find anything, then relax and allow yourself to integrate those new energies, these new light codes. It is going to expand and open your third eye. It is going to expand and open the crown chakra. It is going to expand and open that throat chakra. There will also, or there could possibly be, interesting Freudian slip there. Okay, so don't be surprised if you will also feel in your solar plexus. And sometimes I'm very sensitive when there's work being done on the solar plexus. Whenever I'm releasing anything from the solar plexus, I get the lovely joy of having some diarrhea. Obviously, if that is prolonged, then again, you need to go and get and seek medical advice. What I did get from that, though, and that goes back to what I was saying with the disclosures that are coming through, because some of those disclosures are to instigate reaction. Some of those disclosures will be to increase fear. That will also all have an effect on those lower three chakras, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the base, because obviously the base is about our security. That's all about our physical. Those three are about our physical life, our physical place on earth. But just good diet, plenty of fluids, plenty of exercise, get out in nature, all the usual things. Just keep yourself focused on self-love, self-care. Keep yourself healthy with all of those. Now, I'm just going to read my notes, because when I was saying that about the solar plexus, there was something else coming in about the solar plexus, and it was to do with about excitement. Let me just read. You have to excuse me, sorry. Okay, so sorry, reading my notes there. Wolves in sheep's clothing. That was the other thing. That was the other visual I was actually given. And this is going to be occurring on a individual level and a collective level. And what I was actually shown was these are going to be people or situations that are coming into your life in the vain hope of disempowering you. And so what's going to happen is they're going to come in like a savior, the knight in shining armor. And so whatever your journey has been, where you've actually relinquished your power to another or a situation in the past, this is going to reoccur. The energies are going to flip it as though it's going to be, oh, your knight in shining armor, this situation, this job, this promotion is going to save me. Save me from my troubles, save me from my woes, save me from my difficulties. And yet what I was being shown was that the only person that can save you is you and me. It's the same, all of us. It's getting into that mindset that we're here to save ourselves. We're here to do the work. We're here to empower ourselves so we can get ourselves out of difficult situations. We and the divine, of course, obviously always with divine, always with your connection to the divine. Allow them to guide you. A third party coming in is not going to be beneficial. And this is also going to affect the solar plexus, because it can actually present itself as excitement. But actually, what it is, it's your warning system going off. Your solar plexus is going, whoa, warning, 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 warning. So don't confuse the two. That's what that came very, very, very strongly. Do not confuse the two. Do not confuse warning and excitement. Do not have the mindset that, oh, somebody's come in, somebody's being my savior, I've got a knight in shining armor, because it's actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. That was the one thing that came in very, very strongly. The energies of the Lion Gate, unlike the full moon and the 7/7 portals, are going to be quite subtle. We're not going to have that type sensation that we had with both the full moon and the 7-7 portal. These energies are going to be very, very subtle, but what they bring through is immensely powerful. For those of you that are light workers, for those of you that are practicing and are already on your awakening journey, and you are able to hold space for others, there was a big call for you to actually step up. Whatever you do, however you spread your light, however you are of service to humanity and the planet, this is the time to step it up, because with those diamond light codes coming in, more and more people are going to be awakened. Many without actively seeking the awakening experience. And we all know what that's like. Those of us that have gone through it know what it's like. So imagine we chose to step onto this path. Lots of humanity are going to just find themselves on this path. Circumstances, situations are going to arise in their life where they are just projected. They take a trajectory and are projected onto this path without any prior knowledge. And so when these chakras and these light codes come in, they are going to be a little bit, and so we need to hold space for them. We need to provide the education for them. We need to be able to take their hand and walk with them through this process. What we don't want them doing is going into fear and then attaining attachments. And that was the other aspect that came in. Those that do work with the darker energies, they do light work with the darker energies. They transmute those darker energies. So extraction, soul retrieval, all of those type of things. And those are just the two shamanic ones that I know, but there are lots and lots of modalities out there that transmute dark energies. Those of you that work with those dark energies and transmute them, you will need to be making yourself more available, because people are going to start awakening. They are not going to have a clue what's going on. They are going to go into fear, and they are going to need your help. Now, some of you will remember, if you watch the 7-7 portal video, you will actually remember that I had been shown a runway going up towards the Lionsgate portal, and the more I have meditated and journeyed on that, the more I have actually seen that is a bridge. And what I've been shown is a bridge in which we are building, like we build the Antikarana Bridge, so that we can have that stronger connection to divine. This is a bridge that goes out into the cosmos. And this is going to bring us into greater connection with other star beings. If you're a star seed, you will understand what I'm saying. It depends on what star seed you actually identify with, but we're going to be able to access this information. More of this information is coming in, as well as those diamond light codes. So for an existing practitioner, an existing light worker that identifies with starseed information and identifies with alien races of those stars, then over the coming year there will be a lot more DNA activations. There will be a lot more information of our ancestral heritage coming through, which will better equip us to help those awakening, because what I was feeling, what I was getting, the impression I was being given through my clairsentient was a lot of the new awakenings, they will awaken very abruptly with a lot of information, which has the potential to make them think that they are becoming paranoid, schizophrenic, bipolar. There's a lot of potential for mental health labels to be placed on them, either by themselves or by the medical profession. And so what I felt was that more of our star knowledge will be coming through, so that we can start to anchor that within ourselves, we can start to anchor that within the planet, and we can start to use that in a very positive way for humanity, to help humanity. Children are going to have a big theme over the next 4, 5, 6 years. Within the first couple of years, they are protected up to about 4. Up to about 4, there is that natural parental protection. After that, this is where we need to be very mindful, very skillful with our words, very skillful with our energy, and also where we need to have created change within the authoritative systems that suppress the gifts that they will be coming through with, because they are open vessels. They're coming through now as open vessels. And so we need, part of the work that we need to be doing on an institutional level is to expand what children are being taught at the moment, because at the moment they're in a funnel. They're everything that is not black and white is being stripped from them, and so it displaces them. It displaced us, and yet the system is even harsher than what it was when my generation went to school. There's a lack of flexibility, and so we need to ensure that we demand greater flexibility within that. We will see an increase of homeschooling. We will see an increase of more natural schooling coming into play. And these are but these changes will also create resistance, because people generally don't like change. So keep an eye on that. As we're talking about children, also pets, the animals are and have been affected by the energy. Be observant of them. If you are able to do some Reiki, or if you have an energy healing modality, also don't forget to use it on your pets, or at least give them a place in a space where they can discharge and they can ground, especially with dogs, because dogs give that unconditional love. And with all these energies coming in, they will feel it, and they will try and absorb it for you. And so we need to be very vigilant with our animals, make sure that they're able to get out in nature, that they're able to relax on the earth and discharge in the earth. I personally take my dog down to Star Child, and yes, that is a plug for Star Child. Beautiful shop in Glastonbury. And they have, I didn't realize, but they have a barrel, and it's they always do the most beautiful herbal art on the top of it. And I realize now that there's a great big crystal within the barrel, which is why when my dog goes in there, he goes boop, and he just lies there and just chills for half an hour. So be mindful with your pets as well. obviously be mindful with yourselves, be mindful with your family, stay away from anything that triggers you, try and take that higher perspective. I was guided to pull some cards. Now I have two cards got pulled. The first is for those that are practicing and working with the energies, working with humanity, being of service. And what I was actually pulled was the Dream Traveler. Okay, the Dream Traveler. Now, obviously, there's a lot of blue and a lot of green there. So there's a lot of healing that is actually needing to be done. Now, that will be for ourselves and for humanity to create the flow that it is needed. Now, the Dream Traveler talks about intuition, being able to disappear into the dream world and bring that information back and disseminate it to the tribe. So the Dream Traveler of the tribe was always held in high esteem because they could go off and get the information of how to deal with issues and situations that were arising within the tribe, or how to prepare themselves for the next season. And so that information is being pulled into you, and what Spirit is asking you to do is to trust yourselves, trust what you're being guided to do, listen to those nudges from Spirit and take action from them, because your skills, your powers, your knowledge, your soul experiences are needed in this world at the moment. The one that came up for the collective was Freedom Horse, and this is a big thing. Freedom came up in the 777 portal, and it's going to be the freedom to start to explore who you are. As those new awakenings occur, people are going, first of all, they will be a little bit starstruck, dumbstruck, blown away, confused, all of those emotions, all of the above. But once they actually start to get into the flow, which you're going to help them with as practitioners, they will start to experience the freedom that their soul needs to fully expand. They will start to realize who they are. Now, I was also Ectorian energies are going to be playing a big part within this Lion's Gate, and that Ectorian, Palladian, ancient knowledge, much more is going to be coming through. But what I found interesting was that when I was channeling and I was writing it down in my dyslexic state, I wrote Arthurian, and it was interesting because I'm going to read you a little sentence from the Grell and Arthurian myths in Druidry, and this is from the druidry.org. It's from the Bard, and it says, "Behold this sword Excalibur, which rose from the lake of still meditation, and was returned to it again, the sword of spirit, of light and truth, is always sharp and always with us, if our lake be stilled." And I kind of pulled that up because it was interesting that I did that. And when I do this, yes, okay, I am dyslexic, but when I do this, what I've noticed is often what's my dyslexia is actually my spirits. And so it was interesting for me. Obviously, I'm English. Obviously, I have returned to Avalon, having been away for 15 plus years. I am reconnecting with my Druidry ancestry. There's still a huge amount for me to do there, But I thought it very interesting, and I thought it very poignant with the trust, spirit, truth. Those three really sang out to me because of the fact that if you've been following me over the last few months, especially, it has been about discernment, understanding yourself, responsibility, accountability, which basically are that trust, spirit, truth, our personal truth, our personal empowerment. And the fact that that sword cuts out the lies, the deceit, the attachments to the untruth. But we can only access that sword within us if our lake is still, and that lake being our inner emotions, that ability to still those emotions, quiet those emotions, quiet that mind, so that we can pull that sword and we can use that to free ourselves from the shackles of materialism, the shackles of false information, the shackles of mental programs. And so I wanted to add that in to finish this. Lastly, I asked for, I'll just pick them up now. I asked for some crystal guidance so that we can use some crystals to help us and support us as we're going through these transitions and these transformations. And the first one that came out was azurite. And I'll put that there so you can actually see that. And this is for the deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you are willing to devote time and energy towards therapeutic care. And that goes back to the bridge that I've seen, and just releasing what we don't need over the edge as you're walking towards the Lion's Gate. And then remember, the Lion's Gate starts to open on the 26th of July. So as you start to walk, I have actually been doing, for the past week, I have been doing a healing every single day. I have been using the emotion code. There is a graph you can get easily. In fact, I'll probably link it in the comments, and what you actually do is you use your body as a pendulum. So you breathe into the heart, connect with divine, and you use your body. And first of all, you ask yourself a question which you know is correct and you know is incorrect, and you will sway one way or the other. And that will give you your yes, no. And then you ask your body, is what you need to heal in row 1, 2, 3, through to 5. You get a number when you get a yes. Is the emotion that you need to heal in column A or B? And so you would say, is it in column A? No. Okay, so you know it's in column B. So it's whatever row it was. Is it emotion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So you go 1, no. 2, yes. So you would know that it's in row X, column B, emotion 2, and then look at the chart. This takes away, and I find this really, really helpful. It's very quick, takes no more than 10 minutes a day, but it allows you to find emotions. If you're just starting out, one, it's fantastic because it allows you to heal stuff that you wouldn't normally heal. And all I actually do when I'm healing it is I allow it to just pull up in my body, and I visualize and feel into my body which chakra it's in, and then I spin it clockwise into a funnel within the book, because this is not a modality that I've devised. This is a modality that Brendan Nelson, I'll get that around the right way. Again, I'll put the link in there because there is a book that goes with it as well. He actually uses magnets because we're using that electromagnetic biomagnetic energies, and we're pulling it out. But I actually just spiral. I spin and I funnel out through my physical body, through my or energetic body, through my aura and out. And then what I actually do is I surround myself with a violet flame ring, so it gets transmuted with love and sent back to ether. And I do one emotion a day. And so I'm releasing, I'm dropping those bags off the bridge as I walk towards the Lionsgate portal. The second one was yellow jasper. Control issues. Utilize your God-given strength and power instead of fearing that others may try to control you. And this is what takes us back to what I was saying about the disclosures that are going to come into place, because what I was shown is a lot of them will be intentional to trigger us into being reactive. Now, when we're reactive, we've lost control. We've given that power away. And so it was interesting that yellow jasper came out. In fact, it's interesting that all these cards came out, because it was, I did a shuffle and they just all came out. So it's about maintaining your control over yourself. Okay, so yellow jasper will help with that. Then we've got aprophyllite, increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. So allowing yourself, taking the journey, there is help. When you are struggling, call out to a friend, call out to a practitioner, call out to divine, your angels. Don't forget the power of asking. They cannot intervene unless you ask. And then the last one was the diamond, which was interesting that came out, having channeled that we're going to be having the diamond light codes come through. And this is your self-awareness. This comes back to that discernment, your self-worth, your self-love. And that is going to be it's having greater autonomy. Those diamond light codes will start to ignite the desire to have greater autonomy over yourself, over your emotions, over your thought processes. Rather than being led, you are going to start to question everything. And there was something with one of those. There was something else. Please bear with me one moment while I check. Sorry, yes, it was to do with the biomagnetic fields of the planet. They have been changing, they've been changing for some time, but there is going to be another shift over this coming year. Sorry, that was what I was getting. There's going to be another shift over this coming year. And so it's really important to ensure that you are grounded. And obviously having the diamond light codes coming in, that will allow you to build a grid. As I said, if you remember when I said about the two pyramids above and below, and that will create a grid around your physical body. And it's your responsibility to, one, keep feeding that grid, protective grid, diamond light grid. So you're through your practice of meditation and connecting to divine, bring that light down through you and keep that protective grid around you solid. And also from the bottom point, keep yourself anchored to the earth, because the Earth's grid is going to be shifting again this next year. I don't know when. They didn't show me when. I'm sure if there's an astrologer, they could tell you when, because it will be written in the planets. But I was actually shown by my guides there will be yet another shift in those fields. So the biomagnetic energies will be shifting and changing. And of course, we've got G5, we've got lots of biomagnetic energies already going on that is increased the vibrations, but the vibrations coming into the planet because of the planetary shift will be greater. So again, make sure you eat properly, you rest properly, and drink plenty of water. From a biological level, what happens when we have increased vibrations until the body actually gets used to it? If you say both of my hands are a cell, and within the body, because we're mostly liquid, remember that we are a fluid, a body of fluid, and our cells within. So if my hands are a cell, if they normally move at a velocity like that, which is what they're used to, because they're used to those frequencies, when you get increased frequencies, they speed up, which is why it feels like time has sped up, which is why it feels like, God, you know, I'm tired, which is why sometimes you can look in the mirror and think, getting old. It's that speeding up. If you're not hydrated enough, it will take its toll on the physical body. So make sure that you're hydrated, and make sure that you're doing regular connection to keep that diamond light body grid fully charged around you, because that will also help. And I think that is enough for me. If you have enjoyed this video, please like. If you've not yet done so, please subscribe. There is links in the description box below if you would like to work with me. And until the next time, bye bye.